Howdy there, Southern Pollock here. Just want to do a quick review on the Husqvarna 125B. Obviously, it's a hand blower. I got it about 3 weeks ago. I've been putting it through some paces here, little by little. We don't got a lot to blow, obviously. We will soon, though. We do have some leaves that are going to be falling. But I'm just doing little things with it just to test it out. And thought I'd give a quick review of my thoughts of it. So far, I like it. It's a hand blower. It's not your typical backpack blower type setup, obviously, but it's good for your small jobs. Obviously, I'm going to use it to blow quite a big area. You can put it through its paces. This is just the back area. So what do you get with this blower when you buy it brand new? Well, obviously you get the blower, and the tube's not connected when you get the blower, so you got to undo this screw right here, and then you can slip this tube in here. There's a little hook. It hooks around down here. You can kind of see it down here. That tube hooks over that, and you tighten it up. Then you can put this attachment on. This just twist off, pops off. So that's what it comes with and how it's set up. But in the box, you also get one of these. I'll lay it down here so you can get a better view. Just another attachment for directing air. And you pop that one off, and you can pop this one on, and you have a different way of pushing your air out. I've used both work fine. Obviously this one here seems to be my favorite right now. But that attachment does work as well. No issues. So what else do you get in the box when you buy the Husqvarna 125B? Let's take a peek. We'll pull all the junk out of here. And the box is pretty well packaged. You get a thing of the Husqvarna XP Plus synthetic 2-stroke oil. You mix one of these to a gallon and get your 50-to-1 mix for your fuel. Some instructions on how to put the blower together. Some warranty information from Husqvarna. Some more paperwork. I mean, just your normal paperwork comes with anything. A manual. Us guys don't read manuals, but it goes through all the different stuff. Maintenance and care. Everything you need to know about your Husqvarna hand blower. And it's well laid out. I looked through it once already, kinda. The other thing about this blower is an optional bag, so you can use it as a vacuum. It's an optional kit you can buy from Husqvarna. I'll show you on the unit here about where that attaches at, if you're not familiar with hand blowers. And they got this little stay connected app you can download. Has manuals and different stuff in there. Help take care of your equipment and stuff like that. So it comes with, you know, all your typical booklets, some oil, your one tube, blowing tube, and you get another attachment to help direct the air differently. So now we'll just do a quick little overview and look at the blower here. Now, one thing I like about it is it's pretty well laid out. Most blowers I've had or operated work very well. Got your muffler in the front. The pull start assembly, you know, is well built. No issues with that. I really like that the fuel fill cap is on the top, not on the side. Things on the side drive me nuts. I like that they put them on the top. Still does the same thing on their blowers. They you know, they're similar models to this one. This is a lower end model of the Husqvarna, and even in the lower end model of the Still, the fills on top. You're going to have some warning labels in the bottom here, warning you about the decibels and how loud it can be, saying you should wear ear protection. Then you got your primer bulb and your choke. The choke this is off right here. This is mid, This is your full choke over here. And actually you can't go back, don't force it, it'll break it. Just hit your gas lever one time, hit it over. And then over on this side here, you got where you can hook your bagger attachment if you want to hook a bagger attachment to it. And you just have to take a little screwdriver, put it in here, pop this open. If you have the vacuum bag attachment, if you buy it separately, you can hook it onto here and you can be sucking leaves up and mulch them up a little bit into a bag. Another little warning, don't stick your fingers in this chute right here because you might get tore up by the propeller. So now we're gonna fire this puppy up, and then I'm gonna fire it from a cold start. I'm not gonna do it, it's not warmed up, it's cold. I haven't ran it yet today. That way we can get an idea of how hard it is to start this thing. And it ain't very hard. And once it's warmed up, you take breaks, refuel it, and whatsoever, it starts up pretty quick after it's warmed up. So we're gonna do a quick demonstration here. Now I always start my equipment on the ground. I don't try to do that old, let's start it standing up, I'm not no tough guy, so we'll just do it on the ground like, we should. So what we need to do is take this primer bulb, push it in. I usually give it a good three times. It's plenty enough. Now I'm gonna turn the choke on all the way. Then I'm gonna, usually sometimes I pull it just a little bit. And I go to half choke. There you go, it's running. This idling, it ain't too loud, just idling. I usually let it warm up a little bit before I go haywire with it and start blowing the crap out of stuff. And I'm gonna show you a couple other neat features this blower does have here in a second. And most blowers have these, especially the Stihl. A lot of them have these features, but I'm glad Husqvarna didn't go cheap. And Husqvarna's a good company. I really like their equipment. I like Stihl's equipment too. Stihl makes some really good stuff too. So I'm not dogging either one of them. This is just particularly looking at this blower. So now that it's up and running, the kill switch is right on the top there. So you can shut that puppy right off if you want to. Now it kind of had ran and got a little bit warm. I'll kind of show you how this, you can start it pretty easy once it's warm. See that? Pretty quick. No issues whatsoever. Another good feature about this blower is it has the cruise control feature, which I really like. So that way when you're out blowing the lawn, you don't have to keep using the trigger all the time. It actually has a cruise control on it. That cruise control is a nice feature. That way you don't have to wear your finger out. It ain't hard to hit the throttle button at all, but it is definitely nice to have that cruise control. That way if you're doing a big area for a long time, it really helps out. Now that we're back up here on the picnic table, here's that cruise control I was telling you about right here. If you just push it back, it just automatically takes the throttle up for you and it'll hold it there. It does seem to slightly work its way back down as you're moving around and it's vibrating. So once in a while you do just have to make sure it keeps pushed back so you can keep your throttle going. But other than that, it works fine. No big issues there. Right now I'm running, well, I have been running some True Fuel 50-to-1 mix. It's not my go-to. I rather mix my own. And there's some controversy about the True Fuel. Being brand new, I figured I'll throw in and run 2 cans of this in there. It's pretty expensive. If you get a small little yard that you just need to blow off once in a while, or a driveway and you don't use it every day, blah blah blah, it ain't gonna hurt to use it, this stuff. That we don't have to mix it yourself. But I use this blower, or whenever I have blowers, I use them all the time, you know, clean up my patio, blowing stuff in the yard. So this is just, I bought this just to get it going and to run it through its paces. And I wanted to change up my fuel mixture a little bit in my can, so I figured I'll burn the rest of that up with some bonfires and mix me a nice fresh thing of fuel with a different oil, and before I start running it through this blower. So give the good old True Fuel a go. Like I said, it's not my favorite thing to use, but it's done the trick. Got me going. Other than that, that is a quick overview and review of the Husqvarna 125B blower. I'll show you some more video here of it in action. Unfortunately, I don't got a lot of leaves to blow, but you know what? There's always something I can move around with a little bit of air. So let's check it out in action a little bit. Now, obviously, I don't got a lot to blow right now, but it does the job. Okay, now we did a little bit of blowing, and then the blowing I did really didn't do much justice for this thing. But after using it for 3 weeks, it does blow very well. Moves some material, loose leaves. I think it will do fine when leaves start falling and it's time to push some leaves into some piles and take care of the yard. It's definitely going to be a big asset to that, and do pretty well, good job. If you can't afford a backpack blower or don't want to carry a backpack blower on your back and you want something a little easier to handle and lighter, the hand blower is just fine. And not just a Husqvarna, but it still does just fine. I try to tell people to stay away from the cheaper brands, not knocking them, but there's people have some bad experience with them. You know, I've wrenched on some of these before for people and other yard equipment, and you know, some of the lower end brands have trouble a lot sooner than these more name brand units. They try to keep their reputation up. It is rated for 170 miles per hour, but I really don't got a way to test that per se, but it definitely does a really good job. What I did back there, a little video, it really don't do justice in what this thing can do. So 125B Husqvarna hand blower, I rate it a good 5. Not a solid 5, but a good 5. You know, it's a good blower. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.